At this point, honestly, it's not about what I think.
Yeah.
The fact remains, Uguti, first of all, it has been discovered Uguti Inkabi is Akwanongoma. Umandisa or Akwanongoma. And they have ties in the taxi business. Do you understand? So that for me raises eyebrows on its own. Singakangeni kwezinye izinto ezdeep. I've tried mentioning it to Brigadier Gininda, so I don't know what he has made out of it, really. Another pointer that I also wanted to raise is that on Mandisa's side, there are lawyers, private lawyers, that are representing these people.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Who's paying them? You understand? And siyazi sonke ukuthi labantu benza imisebenzi elawuzi. Abanye amakita ngoma at some point, abanye basebenza emamayini. They don't have that much capital to have these people represent them. Amalawyer bet impela ona, bet impela kodwa keke. Bayakhokhelwa at the end of the day. Who's paying them? You understand? The other day I bumped into Umshololo in the flight. Umshololo uhlala eThekwini. She flies to Johannesburg every time she has to represent or accuse number 5. Who's paying for the hotel? Who's paying for her? Plus uno partner. So if mhlambe amaphoyisa angahamba futhi they must just follow the money. Follow the money. Maybe there's something that will come out of it. I don't know.
If you watch that interview, I sincerely apologize for torturing you guys once again by showing you Sangano, let's just put it that way, because which rock has Zandile Khumalo been living under since this trial went to de novo? Where was she? I mean, wait. When the trial went de novo, didn't she come back once again to testify like she did in the trial that was presided over by Judge Maumela? And then when she came back de novo, wasn't she the one who changed the story just a little bit to suit her lies that she told, in my opinion, in the first trial? And then here's another kicker for me. But before we get to the kicker, these are the things that, let me just try and remember what she was saying in that exclusive interview. And I mean, I could see Zandile as well. She was this close to bursting out laughing, but, well, she's strong. She's very strong, because the things that you heard in that interview, especially those pieces, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. She says it doesn't matter. She says it doesn't matter what she thinks. Okay, fine. Interview over. Okay, let's pack up and let's go. But wait, no, actually, I do have something to say. Then she says, the fact of the matter is, or at the end of the day, the Nkabis, meaning the 5 people that stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa, are from KwaNongoma. And guess who else is from KwaNongoma? Mandisa. Mandisa is also from KwaNongoma. And by the way, all of them, including Mandisa, they have links with the taxi industry. So if somebody has a link with the taxi industry, what are you insinuating? I know what this stereotype she's basically trying to plant on those that are going to be so gullible and say, oh, that is a revelation. Zandile Khumalo, you are right. You know the 30%ers? Yeah, you guys sitting there at the back. Yeah, I'm sure you bought her story. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, all right. 2 IQs, too painful to rub together. I get it. It's quite painful to think. Anyways, let's go back to this. Yeah, she makes links. And then I'm looking at her body language. The body language is like, oh, today I told something smart. No, you didn't. It couldn't be so dumb. It was so dumber than dumb can be. And I was like, okay, go on, ma'am. Let's hear more of your thoughts. And then she says, this raised her eyebrows. Or in fact, she wanted to include everybody. She says, to me, what she says? It raises eyebrows, she says. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. We are working here with a scenario that you may be involved in possibly could be the whole reason why we are where we are today. Because a jealous boyfriend, allegedly of yours, allegedly, may be allegedly the reason why allegedly we are here, allegedly. That is my thoughts. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? My thoughts don't matter too, but that's what my thoughts are telling me. And let's continue. And she says, she tried to mention this to Brigadier Kininda. She doesn't know how far Brigadier Kininda went with this, but Brigadier Kininda came back on the stand and said, well, the mastermind is Kelly Khumalo. Don't Mandisa. So what she's trying to do is divert attention from the Khumalo house on the 26th of October 2014. And let's take it to, I don't know when Sensomewa lived at that time when he was deleted. But let's take it there. And Kininda comes and says, oh, and actually, it's Kelly Khumalo who's the mastermind. And she doesn't mention this. Like, no, Kininda is wrong. I mean, I mentioned this to him that no, Mandisa comes from Kwanongoma, and the 5 accused also come from Kwanongoma, and they are linked to the taxi industry, and they do lousy jobs. This was a drama interview. That is why I'm looking at Zandile, and I'm like, girl, if I were you, I would have burst out laughing. I'm just glad that I don't do interviews because I will be rolling on the floor. I would have rolled on the floor, dear Clan, forgive me. But let's go on because it gets worse from here. I'm sorry. You see what I mean? I just would have laughed. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go on. Oh my gosh. I'm just reading my notes here because I thought, I've never scribbled so much. It's your fault, guys. I didn't know about this interview. I had no idea it existed. And y'all were like, Clanches, hey, the interview with Zandile, exclusive interview. I went digging. Yeah, no. And then she comes to the Mandisa's lawyers. Or basically she was trying to say, let's focus on Mandisa. Mandisa hired lawyers. Private lawyers. And then she goes on to say, these lawyers that represent the 5 people, they're private lawyers. And then she says, who pays them? Mandisa. The trial went de novo. And you are right, they're not rich. Prior to the trial going de novo, they were forking out from their pockets to pay, raising funds, doing everything they can to pay for these private lawyers. But because the trial went de novo, they had run out of funds and it was no fault of their own. So as a result, that responsibility to pay the defense lawyers was taken up by the state. Oh, let me tell you which body of the state that took it. The Legal Aid Board. Have you ever heard about them? Yeah, those are the people that are paying these private lawyers, not Mandisa. Not Mandisa. I'm just letting you know because clearly you've been living under a rock without a Wi-Fi. But anyways, let's go on to this madness. And she says, they do lousy jobs. Some are gidangoma. And some work in the mines. South Africa looks the way it looks today. And she is able to open her dirty mouth like that because of the miners of this country. And their jobs are lousy. The South African economy is standing the way it is since the days of colonialism, apartheid, democracy, and to date. There are men and women who risk their lives on a daily basis, go underground to dig up so that you are able to have an economically stable country. not you standing on stage and naked. Oh, I don't know if she naked herself, but let's just say you're just a performer, a lousy one for that matter. If we want to speak about lousiness, why nobody knows you? You are singing things that are missing. They're not sticking to the wall. But minors, they dig, and what they abstract from the earth produces beauty. Not only does it produce beauty, but builds economies. That's not lousy. How dare you? You lousy. And then she continues to say, and oh, Gidangoma, by the way, it's so funny because you're a musician, and at some point, didn't you guitar for your sister? Was that lousy? Oh, the people that also guitar for your ngomas, are they also lousy? I don't know your art. I've never watched any of your music, listened, or whatever, but I'm assuming there are people guitaring at the background. And they are lousy. Doing a lousy job. Okay, I got it. And then she continues to say, they don't have much money to pay for lawyers. Yeah, you're right there. That is why the state took it upon itself to pay the lawyers, because it's not the fault of the 5 men that stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa. The legal aid board is the one that's paying. Yeah. Oh, surprise! Are your eyebrows raising at this point or not? All right, let's go on. Then she continues to say, the lawyers are doing a terrible job representing these men, but they're still getting paid at the end of the day. Did you go to law school? What's happening? Okay, on this one, you do have your opinion. Rubbing, I don't know how many IQs I got there, but yeah. You can't sit at home and say, oh, these lousy lawyers, because we are also seeing the state doing a lousy job. So we square. Fair and square there. Fair and square. All right? Fair and square there. But then she continues to say, and now she's jumping into other people's private lives. And says, I bumped into Shololo on flights. And she commutes between Durban and Johannesburg every time when she comes to court to represent them. Who pays for those flights? And who pays for accommodation? Who? And then she's on top of that, she's got a partner. Let's forget that she went to school, studied LLB, became a lawyer, worked her butt off to get herself where she is. And on top of that, the money that she is using to come to court is not from her pocket. Legal aid board. Yeah, you got it now. Yeah, legal aid board. That is why many of us are crying and say our tax money is getting wasted by that trial. Because you have a state that is trying to protect somebody that was with you in your home on the 26th of October 2014, and that person, we believe, is being covered up for. Yep. Do you see now? This whole thing that has brought us here is doing to our tax money, when all you could do is say, okay guys, hold up, cut. It's enough. This is actually what had happened. Because your story and everybody's story don't make sense. Even that your sister is a mastermind, I don't believe it. She's not. She is no mastermind. Somebody that I believe you know pulled the trigger. Stop diverting attention. And then she continues finally and says, like she said something very smart again. Follow the money, she says. Maybe you might strike something at the end of the day. Just follow the money. Yeah, but I suppose you're right. If somebody is deleted in your home and you know this person, and maybe the Mongol came and said, here's 5 million rand each. Shut up. But they don't wire it into your account, but gives you in a black plastic bag. Yeah, it's difficult to trace that money. Very difficult. Because we did hear from one of the eyewitnesses that you were with in your home saying, in Malberton, while they were sitting, still numbed by everything that took place, got a call from a certain musician, and the musician offered your sister a holiday. A holiday. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, whatever it is that you think or you thought you were doing in that interview, it didn't land. Those 5 people that you say that are from Kwanongoma together with Mandisa, they were not with you on the 26th of October, 2014. Somebody amongst yourselves that were with Sensomia that night, I, in my own opinion, believe accidentally shot and killed Sensomeiwa. You can spin this all you want, divert it everywhere you want to. At the end of the day, it boomeranged, just like it did when Kininda came to the stand. And right now, he's still singing like a canary about your sister's cell phone linked to these people. Anyways, guys, I'm so sorry once again for bringing this lousy interview. Not to Slee, not your interview was not lousy. Girl, I felt your pain. Holding it in, I felt it. But your interviewee, lousy. Absolutely lousy. Just like the music. Who knows her? Except that she's Kelly Khumalo's sister. She lives in the shadows of her sister. Because if you were a superstar and you peeled away from the shadows of your sister, then you wouldn't be lousy. That's my opinion. Other than that, guys, do not leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And then let me know what are your thoughts about what just what did I just see? Honestly. Yeah, we'll see each other next time with a new video. Goodbye.